Certainly, when you look at the broad picture of international Brexit, when you also look at the domestic picture of the leadership challenge, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for the British pound. We've got the return of relentless leadership challenge uncertainty. Nobody has any clue what's going to happen with Brexit, despite it being just 3 months away. Investors are becoming more and more encouraged to price in either a no-deal Brexit or, even worse, a disorderly Brexit. And this is why the pound remains at its lowest levels since last April, and actually is sliding now towards 124, and it's not that far away from its generational lows below 120 that hit in October 2016, unless some concessions are offered from Europe, and the meeting between Theresa May and Angela Merkel actually went pretty reasonably well. It appears that investors will continue focusing on the negative headlines, which means more weakness for the British pound is in sight.
OK, Jameel, stay with us. We're going to have a quick look at the Asian markets. Going to ask you about them in just a second. They've been recovering somewhat on good news on US-China trade talks. Let's bring the Asian markets up, have a look at them for you. Recovering there on the Seoul and Kospi, slight dips on some of the others, but generally much more positive than we've seen over the last few weeks, certainly. That follows good news, really, doesn't it, Jameel, on China-US trade talks?
Yes, so the change in dynamics when it comes to the US-China trade rhetoric is just continual. We've seen more positive news over the past day or so, which has helped emerging market currencies, it's helped Asian stock markets, the Chinese yuan is higher. But we also have to remember that the goalposts to this narrative are always moving. It was only just over a week ago that the trade truce was announced, but this excitement in the markets only lasted 2 days. So we don't know what exactly is going to happen next, which is why investors still need to very closely monitor this news.
Jameel, thanks very much for talking to us once again. Jameel Ahmad from FXTM. Thanks very much.